All right, Mountain Toughers, we wanted to get a video out to you now that you're in hunting season. It's awesome to see you partway through the hunting season. I know several of you are in, you're several weeks in, maybe a month in, and a lot of folks wonder what to do during hunting season when it comes to their fitness or working out. And the mistake many people make at this time of the year is when we're trying to balance everything else out, we tend to stop working out. And that's the worst thing you can do during hunting season. And there are several reasons for this, and that's why we want to get this video out to you. One of the things we need to keep in mind is that hunting season gets harder as it goes along. Remember, the weather's getting worse, the terrain is getting tougher, and the environment and the elements are working harder and harder against you as you go into hunting season. Now, when you combine that with the fact that you're being beat down, little by little, you're degrading in your performance ability as you go through hunting season, it's kind of a setup for disaster. You worked up really hard to get to the beginning of season, but that was just the first hit. You need to be able to sustain, and that's the dichotomy. The terrain and the environment actually gets tougher as you go through the season. So the worst thing you can do is allow your body to degrade as you go through. That's reason number one. Reason number two is for many of you who've been doing the program, you've been doing 4 months if you just started, 8 months for many of you, and for some of you, you've been doing this for a year now. Keep in mind, your body has completely changed in the course of the 4 to 8 to 12 months that you've been doing the program. Your metabolism has changed, your new normal has changed, your body is now used to working out 5 days a week at high intensity. So you have to understand that you're not the same person, in a good way, that you were before. But when you stop training all of a sudden, it's like running full speed on a treadmill and somebody pulling that stop button. Your body hits that front and it wonders what the heck happened to it because you just hit 0 from 60 miles an hour. So we don't want you to stop training. One of the biggest things you need to do during hunting season is maintain your conditioning. Now remember, this is not an all or nothing game. One of the things you can think about is the fact that yes, you are tired from the weekend, you're tired from maybe a week out in the woods, your body does get beat up. That doesn't mean you stop, and it doesn't mean you have to do a full, hard, mountain tough program. What you need to do is modify the program. Make sure you get a day or two of strength work in there. There's a lot of great strength routines that you've already done in the program. Everything from the 22s, which is a good light day, to the 11s. You can do some of the heavies, the 10s, the 8s, the 6s, and the 4s, and the 3s. You all did those as well. You can do those for your strength days. Get a couple of the hit days in a week. You can pick them, modify them. Pare them down so you're not doing it at that level of intensity if you're going to be doing a lot of hunting. If you're not doing a ton of hunting, folks, you can be inside the program working out the whole time and get a cardio day in there. So you can still maintain your conditioning. You don't have to go to absolute failure, but you need to keep your body moving. It wants to move. Your metabolism will slow down dramatically on you if you start working out, and then you will be more lethargic in the mountains and more lethargic at home than you would be if you actually got to the gym and did some work. So make sure you keep working out. You're going to the toughest part of the season, Mountain Toughers. Don't lose everything you worked for 4 to 8 to 12 months by stopping now and going into the hardest part of the season untrained. Keep pushing yourself all the way through. Now, another question we get a lot of is, what should I do specifically? Well, like I mentioned, you can pick the exercises out of the routines that you've already done. The 30 for 30, that's another great one if you want to do no weight, if you're traveling a lot, get the 30 for 30, the 30-30, do that one. That's, again, for some of you who've been doing the program, that's an awesome one just to sustain. But if you can get to a gym, get back in and do some of your post or pre-program workouts. Now, another question is, how do I balance all of this? Because now all of a sudden I'm in hunting season and I've got my family, I'm going out to the woods all the time, I've got work, and all of a sudden my schedule is all jammed up, and now working out becomes a lot tougher. So something I try to teach people to do, we teach soldiers early on, especially infantry soldiers, is that your life goes through seasons, and hopefully Dustin, Jimmy, and I will have some time, we'll do a little tabletop discussion on this for you. But one of the things we'd like to remind you of is, listen, this is a season. You're only in hunting season for 3-4 months max. You're probably not out there every week, or you might be. But whatever it is, it's a season. And when you go into a season, you learn to prioritize what you need to do for that season. Army soldiers, when they're behind enemy lines, go into what's called a patrol base. You only have maybe 3 hours in there. It's a place to come in. It's not really refreshing. It's priorities of work, getting ready to go into your next mission. So sometimes we'll get in there and you say, hey, I only got 3 hours. You better get some sleep. But other times you get in there and your gear needs to be repaired, your feet need to be taken care of, your cuts and scrapes need to be taken care of. So if I only have 3 hours and my body is screaming for sleep, what I'll probably end up doing is losing a good half hour to 45 minutes taking care of the other priorities, and then maybe getting 2 hours and 2.5 hours of sleep. Because guess what? It's a season, and hunting season is a season. So now you've got to prioritize. You've got family, it's a priority, work is a priority, hunting is a priority, and working out is a priority. You may have to cut some other stuff off the plate because they're not a priority during this season. You might have to get up a little earlier to get your workout in. You might have to get up a little earlier to get to work a little earlier so you can work out in the afternoon. You might have to modify your schedule a little bit and take some stuff off that's peripheral because you got 4 primary focuses this season. Hunting season combined with family, work, and working out. The other stuff will come back. And you can go with a little less sleep during this time of the year because again, 3 months, you can do that standing on your head. Lastly, Mountain Toughers, a lot of you are going to come out of season at various times over the next few months. Don't wait till January to start the postseason program. Go on, get up, get in there, and get started. We deliberately designed it the first few weeks so that you've got time to recover and it becomes part of your recovery. Don't hesitate. When you're done with hunting season, get back in there, start the program, and launch off. And the last point, don't forget, mobility. Make sure you're working that all through the season. Mountain Toughers, have an awesome remainder of the hunting season. I can't wait to see you on the other side. We'll see you soon.